Alrighty, the 14 TP, I said in the title, why free XP exists. And maybe that's a bit harsh on the tank, but it's, I think, the problem child of the line so far, and I've gone up to tier 5 with the Strav. Why do I think it's a problem child? Well, look at the damage. You got, on a good day, you can knock out about 60 damage. The games I'm going to show you are going to be quite deliberate to illustrate the kind of point. Now with my matchmaker, I'm going to be bottom tier, right? That's how it is. That's fine. I don't get honeymoon period, don't I? Anyway, so I'm going to be basically playing the Largo, because that's where the game's at the moment, at tier 4. So the tank in itself, you can't lead out in it. You can't lead out in the tier 4, and you can't at tier 3. So if you YOLO the tank, you will die. If you get pushed in this tank, you will die. And the reason for that is that most things you're competing with seem to either be able to either A, out DPM you, or B, hit you for nasty big rolls when you're hitting them for 39. So if you trade in the tank, you'll come unstuck. If you overextend in the tank, you will come unstuck and get wrecked. So what are you kind of left with? Well, the way I play the tank is kind of peek and boom. So you peek out, you deliver your huge payload of 39, 43, whatever the hell random number comes out the gun, and then you get the hell back into cover really quickly because the armor's not up to much either. And if you are trading with a Largo, it's going to do you for 140 in one shot, and you can see for all the care and attention and break building I'm kind of doing in this game, I've pretty much got to the sum total of one shot from a Largo up until one shot ago. So you're just kind of chipping away at stuff. That's what you're doing, and you gotta aim. So every time you expose, you better make sure that you're back in hard cover really quick, because you're going to twat someone for 43 and they're going to hit you back for 140. So you can see it's not a good trader, this tank, so you need to play it very, very carefully, and that's what I'm doing here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I pushed the map, and I think at the end of the game, if you look at the spotting and the assistance damage and stuff, I've helped the team in that way. I've sat in this corner and been a pain in the butt, and somehow through judicious care and attention I've managed to kind of build a damage total of 451. And when you're hitting things for 39 or 47 a shot, I mean, man, it takes a long time to get to these sorts of numbers. It's quite painful. I'm quite proud there that I bounced a shot for 120, by the way. It's a pretty rare event in this tank. So there you go. I've just sort of really kind of second lined it. I've spotted up, done my best to help the team, but I can't in any way carry a game in this tank. It's not a carry tank in the slightest degree. It's even if you were top tier, all that would happen is you'd get YOLO'd by something like a PZ3A. I'd be scared of a PZ2 well driven in this. I'm scared of everything when I drive this. It's just kind of like, oh god. And here we go, second game. It's another tier 4 game. I showed this game because of the phases of the gameplay, so you kind of see, I reckon, how it should be played, and also kind of, again, the sort of care you need to use. It'll also show the mobility. Now the mobility on the tank is not bad at all. So on the positive side of things, Mobility's okay. It seems to spot okay, so the view range is averagely good, and the gun is quite accurate. They're the nicest things I can say. Doesn't seem to get set on fire very much, so that's also good, unlike the Largo, which burns like a bonfire on the 4th of July. So those things are good. But like I said, all of this is negated by just the low damage that comes out of this gun. You can see the damage over distance fades in quite a nasty way, but that's being overly critical of a tier 3 tank. I mean, in the end it's a tier 3 tank. And I wonder if it's in some way instructional for tanks higher up in the tier, so maybe this playstyle needs to be adopted by the tier 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Look, I don't know. It used to be that when they did tech trees, there was a commonality to the tanks in the tech tree, so you developed a playstyle that you learnt as you went up. So if you looked at the tree with the T29 in, or you looked at the tree with the KV1 in, all the way up to the IS7, really quite a similar playstyle. The trouble with the EU line is that, all the tanks seem to be a bit different, and there's nothing wrong with difference, but I can't really see how this tank really sort of builds to anything. It's just sort of stuck there in the middle of the tech tree. It doesn't bear any relation to the Largo particularly. It doesn't bear any relation to the, was it the 10TP or whatever before it. It's just a bit of a strange anomaly. And here you see the mobility of the tank. So I've decided to move and turn the red team around, and I'm fully prepared to sacrifice some hit points, but I wanted to move the map. I wanted to turn the red guys around, give my guys shots, because they were stuck down there. So although I'm not going to go down there and affect the battle in terms of the monster damage that I can put in, I can turn the red team around, make them look at me, waste their shots on me, generally be a pain in the butt. And you see that shot there? I thought I'd clear that Largo, and I didn't. And I do that loads. I shoot something in this tank, and I'm like, it's low hit points, it's going to explode, and you see another example in a minute. I've got this is fine, cleared, and then you shoot the damn thing, and yeah, it's just like, the pain. Anyway, as you may have gathered, I don't like this tank. It's a purist tank. If you haven't played the game a lot, you're really going to struggle in it. And if you have played the game a lot, you've got to think and think and think again. And in the end, it's low reward. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I didn't. Bye.